Long question, but I will give you a not so long answer. First of all, these are not really new threats because these are challenges which we have faced over many years. As a small multiracial country in the middle of Southeast Asia, life is always exciting. You never know what's going to come your way. Something can happen amongst our neighborhood, amongst our neighbors. Something happens further away in the world also will affect us. So we've always got to be on the alert. If we look around us, terrorism continues to be a worry. There was a Mumbai attack just a year plus ago. Indonesians have been chasing down the JI group. Recently they just killed Dul Matin, who was the bomb maker. And these are not just abstract threats, but things which are happening and where we can be the target. Racial harmony and religious issues continue to be a concern in many countries. The Malaysians are very focused on this. They have had controversies recently. For example, the use of the word Allah by Catholic groups which preach in Malay, because they have some Malay-speaking congregations. And as a multiracial society with Muslim and non-Muslim populations in Singapore, we have to watch carefully what's happening. Of course, other issues which are not so life-threatening but also grave, like the economic crisis, like our population, immigration challenges, are also things which we have to deal with. I would say there are three ways we have been able to deal with this problem and to keep our national cohesion so that whatever these challenges, we stay together as one people. Firstly, through our national education efforts over many years, nation building, in the schools and national service, National Day parades at the grassroots, patient work day by day, gradually making Singaporeans feel this is our home and we are in this together. I think if you look at it day by day, you may not think that there's drastic change, but if you compare today with what Singapore was in the 1960s or 1970s, I think you will see that we have become indeed different and yet closer and more tightly knit as a society. Secondly, the way we deal with challenges when they do come up is very important because we talk about them, we bring people through them, and having gone through that experience, I think confidence is reinforced and people feel better and closer. So, for example, after 9/11, and after we discovered the JI group in Singapore, that's what we did. We talked to the community leaders, we brought the problem out into the open. We didn't pretend there was no problem. We gathered the community leaders together, explained to them why we were worried for Singapore and why we have to talk candidly about sensitive issues which make people uncomfortable. Race, religion, how we can have suspicions of one another if something goes wrong. If there's a bomb which goes off in Singapore and people are killed, then the minority, the Muslims, will feel that they are distrusted and where do they fit into this society? And the non-Muslims will think, what about that? Why is this happening? Can we trust the Muslims? And then we will have a society which is split and which is a problem. And it will take many years to come back together again. So let's work at this, reinforce our trust, develop our IRCCs, our harmony circles, work at a community engagement program, make sure that, firstly, try and prevent anything like this from happening, but if anything ever does happen, make sure it doesn't pull us apart. So we talk about the problem, and therefore, I think people had confidence that we were level with them. We are not having them on, and they were able to maintain and strengthen the trust in one another. Thirdly, I think efforts like this, like REACH, make a big difference to our social cohesion because they are avenues for people to give feedback, to participate in the discussion, to discuss and deliberate problems which affect all of us. And focus on the issues so that you look at them and you are not just reacting in the coffee shop, have a drink, or 2 or 3 drinks, and then you let fly. And then you can, after 3 drinks, you can solve all the problems in Singapore. By the end of the evening, you can solve all the problems in the world. But if you sit down in a forum and you discuss things seriously, that's different. Then, after a while, you start to worry like the government, and you ask questions like the government would draft. Like this one. But I think that's very important. So, it is working. You look at the way Singaporeans have reacted to the news of what's happening in Malaysia, their tensions, their frictions, their unhappinesses between the religions, between the racial groups, the Allah controversy. Singaporeans are completely impassive, relaxed, calm. There's no tension, there's no misapprehension that something is wrong in Singapore or can go wrong. Maybe there's a bit too much confidence, but they know that this is somebody else's problem and not Singapore's problem. And I think that is a reassuring sign.
Thank you, PM. I would now like to open the forum to the floor.